Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilk empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things, and it's kind of a rough day. It's touch and go day to day a little bit. Hello, little moments here and there. It's just kind of not being present, not being where my feet are, getting a little ahead of myself or a little behind, ahead of myself. So super smoky here today. Lot of well, actually the ash isn't falling as much. It's just super smoky. I'm just looking for the silver linings. It's not as smoky as it was when the sky was red, and it's. As I just looked at a little 2-minute talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And happy birthday today, Heidi Vandenberg from Channel 27. Hope you have a good one. So I've been looking my whole life for self-actualization. That's the top. See, and my period's always been I'm backwards, I'm upside down, because I've just been, and I've always tried to achieve it without all those other things, because I ain't never had a lot of those other things. Like, I don't know, this one particular talk I just saw the example of is they looked at the bottom one as like your basic needs, as psychology kind of thing, and I don't know. I think basic needs are just being able to drink clean source water and having clean air to breathe. And I think about how many people, myself included right now, that don't even have that. So you look at a chart of Maslow's. I was trying. I was funny before I started this talk. I'm like, Marge, you better get in a higher vibe, because you don't want to go out there right now and have a conversation and freaking sound like Morla. You know who Morla is? Maybe I should watch Neverending story today. Don't be a Morla, Marge. Don't be a Morla, Marge. Morla is known as the Ancient One, and I'm just going to read this off it. Is a giant turtle who lives in the swamp of sadness, and the oldest living fantastination. She has grown indifferent to the fate and fantasia and her own survival. Reluctantly, she informs Atreyu that the Empress needs a new name, and points Atreyu to the Southern Oracle. I was like, don't be a Morla, Marge, because I was like, fuck it, we're just gonna go grab tents. We're just gonna, if I can't find a place, we're just gonna go live in the woods, Mom. We're just gonna go live in the woods. Because I can't. I'm not successful. Because I'm a loser. So we're gonna go camp in the woods. I pulled myself together, don't you worry. And no, I did not tell my mother that we were gonna go live in the woods. That is just silly. Anyway, it's just hard to believe. Somebody sent me a picture of a meme earlier, and I'm just, I don't even know if I can see it anymore. Yeah, it's one of those, you see the picture once and then it's gone forever. I fucking hate technology, man. Anyway, it was something to the effect of, remembering that the ashes that are falling are the animals, and all the people that not the animal, and stuff. They just honor them and for their sacrifice in them. And that's what I said. I'm like, don't forget the people. I'm breathing freaking people ash too. We're all breathing people ash, all because the beer brats couldn't freaking do what they were paid to do. I blame them. I blame the administration. I blame Katie Brown. I blame all of the budget reductions. I blame the fact that they care more about painting the streets, on the lines on the street, on a bi-monthly basis, practically. That's how often they do it. They're just, and when they should have been using the resources to keep the forest thinned and cleaned out. Think about all the stuff that they could have used for all the dead wood. You could have made all this, you could have built all the homeless houses. You could have done all this stuff, but instead you sat on your asses, and now this is the karma in which you get. In California is in no different boat. California's in the same boat. I don't know what Colorado's doing or Washington, but because it's kind of out of my jurisdiction. I'm trying to live locally, but freaking air outside right now, shit. And it all couldn't have been that bad. I went on a little rant earlier, because it's just like, they keep buying themselves bigger trucks, and they got these big, and they're the ones that are getting all the really cool footage. They don't even fight fires no more. It's stupid. There used to be, when I was growing up in California, when I was in the 70s, 80s, there were like hundreds of people, thousands of people on fire crews. Because and everybody like brought them sandwiches and like would like, hey, thank you. They were like local heroes, man. Thank you, Now it's just they got these people and they go in and they get all the good pictures, they get all the good footage, and God, so many people had died. I'm not looking forward to hearing the actual accounts, and we probably won't even actually ever even know the actual accounts because Katie, she wants everyone to know that she's got everything under control. Everything's under control. Oh, Katie Brown, yeah. I wish she would just quit. Just quit. Just resign. Just go away. That's what the fire march that like up in Phoenix did, or not Phoenix, Portland. I can't do it. No, actually, he was fired. He was asked to resign. And you know how many of these fires are set on purpose? And I'm not saying it's that freaking, that media storyline that people are, I don't freaking care who it's psychological. It's a nut job. This is what is happening because people aren't even getting their bottom tier of hierarchical needs met. Not even the bottom tier, because there's 5, see? So in case you guys don't know about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, there's 5. And to get to the top of the pyramid, you got to get all these. So to be a whole person, according to this, you got all these. So let's see, psychology, food, water, warmth, rest. Well, see, I haven't had running water in 3 years. How do you think that fares on a person? Because the city don't fucking care. Because they wouldn't flow to balance. And so fuck them, Now they're getting the karma, and I can't even be satisfied in that. I can't even be gleeful in that, because that's bad karma to be like, they're just getting what they get. Safety needs. That's the 4th one. Safety needs. Security, safety. Do I feel safe? Well, right now I feel safe, yeah. Am I secure? Yeah, because if something happens, I'm just going to throw all 4 of my dogs, my cat, my mom, in the truck, and we're just going to, there's tents already in there, we're just going to go up the road a little bit, and then, whatever, We bugged out before. I've been bugging out I haven't been bugging out since I was 2-3 years old, Okay, so, then the 3rd one, belongingness and love and needs. Intimate relationships and friends. Well, how do you think that one's boding? Because I talk to myself on fucking YouTube. That's what I do. I don't have any friends in real life, so I talk to myself on YouTube in hopes to make connections with people that maybe one day we can meet in real life and be friends. Yeah, I'm one of them. I'm just a pathetic, freaking needy. I want to be involved with people. I want to have relationships with people. I want these, these things. And then that's the second one from the top is esteem needs. Prestige, feeling of accomplishment. Well, I haven't really accomplished much in the last 4 years of my life, but every day I accomplish getting through that day. So I guess I kind of am doing that. And then if you get all this other stuff, if you manage to freaking scrap through every day and get some of that, then dun self-actualization, achieving one's full potential, including creative activities. I wonder what I fucking would be in life if I was allowed. If the universe, and they're like, no, Margie, you manifest, you make everything happen, you make everything. You know what I want someone to That is such horseshit. That is the biggest horseshit. That is said by every fucking enabled human being I've ever met. That's what they say. No, Margie, you're Bill, you're so tough, you're fucking, I'm like, hey, I need help, people are just like, you can do it. You can do it. I'm like, fucking people, come to my fucking house and help me. I'm just like, like, okay, people think I'm kidding and shit, but fucking whatever. I got 2 weeks. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. But hey, the reality of it is we just have today, right? It's just today, and there's fucking towns and cities burning down 12 miles from me. Keep your chin up, Marge. Okay. Maybe I would just broadcast as the freaking fire came, if that came down. Maybe I'd just be like, maybe I would be immortal and just be like, thanks for coming. It's like I'm the opposite of that story when that faithful one, the faithful one in the storm where the firemen came beating on the door, and they're like, am I too faithful? Is that what I am, faithful? Am I too stupid to even freaking navigate through life? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I was that dumb little retarded kid and I just freaking slipped up through the cracks and I wasn't supposed to be up there. So, where the firemen, I say, okay, the flood waters are coming, you gotta go. And they're like, no, God's gonna save me. And the waters rise and then they, get up to the roof. Boat comes along. No, you gotta go. Floods, no, God will save me. And then the helicopter comes, drop the ladder, and they're like, dude, you gotta come now, man. No, God will save me. And then he goes to the pearly gates because his ass drowned. He's like, God, what happened? I thought you were gonna save me. He's like, who the fuck did you think sent you the people to tell you to get that frick out, dipshit? And I'm like, I'm the opposite of that, because I'm Heyoka. I'm empath. I'm backward. So I call this little talk to strangers. See, sometimes I go onto the ledge emotionally, and then I pull myself back. For years and years, I would just spin out. And just worst case scenario, they would happen, and I would just go spin out from like one bad scenario to another, and then I would drink to make it everything okay, and then I create more havoc and stuff like that. It's just a mess, so I quit doing all that stuff. So at least I'm going to look at all this Armageddon stuff, because this is shit in the Bible. This is all Armageddon. This is end of time stuff. It's all, this is what they meant. This is what they were talking about. This is what, this is all the astrology says. Fuck it, this ain't even the bad part yet. Because we ain't even gotten to the freaking Aquarius stuff where the freaking waters, so the tornadoes and the hurricanes and shit. So, we're just at fire season, folks. This is the year, 2020 is the year of clear vision. So we get this all the way through the whole year to the end. So, if you haven't come to Jesus, maybe you might want to consider. Lots of people are right now. Lots of people are coming to Jesus. So every now and again, I'm fortunate enough that a viewer will find me in some means. Send me an email. Facebook. I got Facebook. I got a third eye activated. THIIRD. Third eye. That's how I spelled it. Third eye activated. Where I post my videos and other face buddy things, and people will watch my videos, will message me, so I get the blessing of connecting with them and where they are, and getting a little bit, because I know about me, I know about what I'm all about. I like to know about what other people are about too. That's what I'm trying to learn, because I learn more about myself through other people than anything else in the world. Hi, Carl. Hi, Sean. Hello. Marcos Titanic. Marcos. Hey. Remove Amenia. Hola. Hi, Ahmad. How was soccer today? I hope you got to play this morning. See, I'm seeing people. I know I just got to be patient. I did today. I got a hitch. I'm ready to tow my 6x9 trailer on down the road. I even bought a lock for it. The lock is as much as the hitch. I'm like, what? But I've been in too many earshot of like hotels and stuff like that where people have just like backed up to a trailer, freaking unhooked the U-Haul or trailer or whatever, and put it on their truck and just drove off and just see what they got later. I mean, that shit happens. I ain't paranoid. I just seen too many bad things happen. I only worry about the things about the threats that I know exist. I don't worry about the threats that I don't know exist. That's the thing, is people don't recognize of like the potential and danger of every situation. Like, I get up, and sometimes there's been times that I've gotten up out of bed and like in socks and have slipped and have seen like, oh, that's how Margie's get hurt. You know, I mean, I almost hurt myself. Like, as a matter of fact, that one of the chicks I talked to today that reached out, her little boy jammed his thumb, and I'm like, sometimes if I'm not careful, I freaking stuff my hands in my pocket and almost jam my thumb. So it's all about, that just tells me that people aren't being present. They're not paying attention to the only thing that they're doing. And it's hard to. When I went to the parts store today to see about getting, or to AutoZone, I like to talk to the guy at AutoZone. He's real helpful. Oh, that's favorite. About like troubleshooting, just mishmashing stuff back and forth, brainstorming with people. And I got some bad gas, and I have an appointment on Monday at Cascade, and he said himself that was the best place for me to take it. So that made me feel good that I made the right choice, because you know. So I think I got some, because it's just when I drive it, it chokes out real bad. I put some Pre-Man on top, but it was only like 3 gallons, but I wanted to at least dilute it, kind of thing. But he made a point that it might have a clogged fuel injection, you know. But there's only freaking 50,000 miles on this. I don't know. It's troubleshooting. Anyway, so I got a hitch for it today. I'm super excited about that. They freaking changed. I hate. See, technology creates cognitive dissonance. Because if they left shit the way that it was and stopped updating it, I could just go boom, 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 boom from muscle memory. But they change stuff all the time, so you have to stop and go, oh, okay, oh, we're back here again. Oh, alright. It's just, and then, no, I don't want my favorites. I want the photo that I took an hour ago. See, I hate when they change stuff. I'm in IT. I mean, as IT and people just like to freaking update shit just to freaking, because it's like blowing wind up their knickers or something. I don't even know. It just causes problems. Now it's detecting duplicate. I don't fucking care. Curating best photos. I don't want it to do any of these things. This is not composing layout. All I want to do is find a picture that I took 2 hours ago. This is the stuff that is just fucking makes me want to throw the phone and just not even use it. This is what happens. This is why the cracks of society get so big, is because people just really get fed up with the bullshit. They just want to do like their simple tasks, and then you have the bureaucrats come in and that fucking ruin everything and make everything hard, man. You know what? How many people? You know, a lot of these people are up transplants from when Paradise had to evacuate a few years back. You know, it's like they get all the money to help the people, and then they keep it all for themselves. They keep it all for themselves. They keep it all for themselves. All of them. They keep it all for themselves, and then they tell us that it's you know, it's for our own good. They're fucking ready. So I got my hitch. I got my tow hitch. And my lock on it. So nobody can take my tow hitch. I guess they could, if they really want it, but please leave my tow hitch alone. It's my tow hitch. I paid for it. I wouldn't go take your tow hitch. So I'm pretty excited about that, and I looked at the trailer, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go back and take pictures of it, because I already marked off 6x9 in the backyard, because I'm trying to calculate, and because I gotta fit everything that we own in that 6x9. And the back of the truck. I think I can do it, because I really don't want to leave nothing. And I don't really want to get a storage unit and all that stuff. I looked at one of those packet things, and then they said something about shipping like thousands of dollars, and I was like, suck my dick, so. Fuck that. No. See, I mean, I come from the heart space of Craigslist, okay? I come from the heart space of Craigslist because it came from Bay Area. You know, I'm a techie. I mean, I always followed it. You know, it's just always where you go. You know, when people need a ride, you go to Craigslist. You know, yeah, there's bad shit that happens on Craigslist, but if you show up and you see somebody and they creep, you know, you gotta listen to your sixth sense. You gotta be smart about stuff. You gotta do that with people that you date. You gotta do that with people that you're related to. I mean, how many people right now are finding out their aunts, uncles, you know, relatives, beloved ones that you just, you know, you spend your holidays with every year. They're wonderful human beings, and you're finding out they're freaking eating kids and sacrificing for St. Lucy and all this stuff, and just, oh, it's so so mind-blowing. You know, but everybody knows this already exists, but meaning's like, no, that ain't real. Police are like, no, that ain't real. You know, bureaucrats are like, no, that ain't real. That's because they're the ones doing all the shit. They're the ones doing it all, covered for their buddies, and be like, man, we got out of hand in that party that one summer, but, you know, and now they're still freaking just making bad decisions based on freaking, you know, coke-induced freaking, you know, sexual tirades back in the 80s and 90s, and now this is the world we get. That's what happens when people are greedy and gross and come from places of chasing sensations. I used to do the dumbest things just because I would want a girlfriend, because I want a girl like me. I'd put up with the most dumbest, stupidest shit. Like shit that I would straight up, if any of my friends put up with that same behavior from their significant others, I would be like, dude, you're an idiot. You're a freaking moron. You deserve everything you get. So I always knew I deserved everything I got. But, you know, I wanted to be in relationships, and my pickings are slim anyway, man. My demographic is so little. I mean, I don't have like a taste or anything, but I got a type. I don't have a type. I don't discriminate. It's a vibrational frequency, and shoot, my vibe is, I ain't gonna lie, it's few and far between. Mom's like, you were one in more than a million. I'm like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, Ma. I got her smile, so I'm gonna say it's a good thing. You know. But man, I'm just as salty. I'm just as salty, freaking cantankerous. I'm a dick. But just as much as that, I got a heart of gold. You know, I got a heart of gold, and I try not to be a dick. That was good. I'm glad, Ahmad. I'm glad you got to play after 4 years. It's been a long 4 years. Iran. What do you think about peace in the Middle East? I want to know your because you got more of an idea about it than I do, I think. I don't think I started to watch Disenchantment, and see, because I'm listening to Jessie Zabora on her story. Actually, on the Aquarius channel right now. I haven't listened to the part 2 of hers. I'm going to do that this evening. And it started talking about, I do like, to answer your question, yes, I do like Disenchantment. It has a lot of symbology in there. You know, they talk about the essence, needing the essence and all that stuff. You know, like the Juicy Chrome storyline that people are, guess what, they put that stuff in there, so it's like, see, people, this stuff is real, man. This stuff is real. This stuff is, I've known about it. I never, see, that's the thing, it's such a trip to me, because I've never lived in a world where darkness didn't, like, prevail. I just got used to freaking navigating a world, and you just kind of duck and stay away from evil. you know. And then, like, you know, people show you, you know, when you're a kid, people show you snuff films, you know, what they're into and all that stuff, and it's just like, no, dude, I ain't into that. You just kind of quit hanging out with them. You hang out with people, and it's like, okay, I'm into these things, and then you find out what they're really into, and it's like, no, I ain't really into that. So I just have been going around my whole life going, oh yeah, this is great. No, I ain't really into that. So what I have done is found a whole lot of what I'm really into. In the meantime, I got to come within, heal all the wounds that I got, and now I'm seeing, I look out the window every now and again, and there's some justice prevailing. There's some camp justice. There's some camp justice going on right now. It's a lot of, you know, and I thank Donald Trump for that, because he has done more than any other of them. Yep. So he's saving the kids, man. He is saving the kids. And when Jessie was talking about her story, and then about why I knew that when the boat showed up in New York, I knew there was something. I'm like, no, there's something more, far more nefarious. I love that word right now. There's far more nefarious things happening. Those are straight up medical ships, and something is amiss. I'm really not trying to sound like Sammy Davis Jr. right now, because he's a sadist. No, I was just trying to be cute. But Jesse's, you know, and all these, and I was pockets of whatever, pockets of the future. What I like his too. He just did a talk with I can't stand freaking Dr. Phil. I just energetically, see, you don't put your hands on people, you don't harm people, you don't, you know, but you can imagine do whatever you want, and I can imagine just going up to him and freaking racking him right in the nards. Because that dude, that guy has freaking, he's been a poster boy for misogyny and the patriarchal and all that freaking nasty, stupid shit. Because when I was a little kid, dumb enough to know better before freaking Oprah got into her deviousness, you know, I just was this dumb guy. That's what I would watch when I get home from school, and like Gary Zukav, you know, and Seeds of the Soul, and you know, and then I quit watching it later on. But you know, I mean, I have that early, oh yeah, I used to like Oprah, and now I'm like, she's a freaking mistress of the dark too. God, they're all black witches. Well, I'm not a black. They're the ones that freaking. They're the reason why all the white witches got burned. Them bitches are why we all got burned back in freaking all those Salems. You know, all this magical people, all this healers. You know, they just wiped them all out because the dark ones were like, we're just gonna wipe them all out, and then we're gonna use the dark magic for our own bidding, and then we're gonna run the whole freaking world on it. We'll call it the New World Order. Cue lightning. No, don't. We don't need more fires. Don't cue lightning. I energetically do stuff all the time to people. It's you know, I don't do too like I would used to, like when people would be really mean to me, I would do things like I hope when you're walking in on the way to the back, not to anybody, you know, I'm not setting the intention here, so this ain't gonna happen to nobody that watches this. Don't worry, it's not how it works. But if someone's a jerk to you, I do stuff like, I hope when you're walking in on half asleep and you get up in the middle of the night and you're walking to the bathroom, I hope you frickin' jam your pinky toe. Yep. On the door or something. I don't care where. Just, you know, do that, you know, when you're just like, okay, all I gotta do is pee and then I can go slip back into sleep. No, because you're gonna jam your toe. I do stuff like that. And maybe they will, maybe they won't, you know. But that's only because they were a jerk to me. Yeah. You know, so I gotta be careful not jamming my toes. So I gotta move so slow, and that is so hard for me because I just want to rush around. I want my body to move as fast as my mind. And it doesn't anymore. And so if you're young right now, and I mean, because I'm 46, I'm young, but my body's, and they've shot me with a bunch of freaking anthrax vaccine and for big tough guys, it ain't nothing, but I'm just a tiny little thing, and I already had Addison's disease, so it's like I already have a compromised endocrine system, so that's why I'm wound up. That's why I'm like sensitive. That's why I'm like, what? I can't handle another freaking thing. No more. I can't nothing. No. No. Every day I'm just like, I'm just trying to get to today. I'm just trying to get to today. Please be okay. Everything be okay with the truck where it doesn't cost me a freaking, Please, no more. Just God, and all day I'm like, Our Father art in heaven, earth, serenity, God, government, serenity, blah blah blah, serenity prayer, like a weird kid, just over and over and over. Because if I'm saying prayers to God, then at least there aren't any scary thoughts that are going to come into my head and make me scared or worried. And if I don't, because I gotta freaking not be because of Mom. So okay, Marge, you gotta step into your faith. Then, are you gonna be a faithful person, or are you gonna be a fearful person? Shit. It's a constant barrage of mirage. It's Margie all mixed up. Mirage. It's mixed up Margie. My last name is Hessick. I think that we get a lot out of about people's names, and I think it's funny because Hessick, I used to think, well, I'm not a he, but that doesn't bode well for the males in my family. But I'm she, and she is he, a little mixed up, and I'm a little mixed up. And sick, not like, I'm not mentally sick. That's the thing, is I am very mentally sound. That is what should probably really trouble people, is that I'm very mentally sound. I'm a clown. I gotta make light of things because, shit, man. Armageddon is literally going on out my window. My God, I talked to my father, Mr. I, earlier today, and then he was watching the news, sending me a text after we had talked, asking if I'm evacuating. So I'm like, well, maybe I should look to see where the fires are, because I haven't looked. I don't know, am I? So I look. No, they're still on the other side of Stanton, but it looks like Silver Falls is about to get a warm hug. But that's the thing. It's like, that's why I always think it's so important, country roads. John Denver is playing in my ear right now. That's why it's so important to go out and just have all the adventures that you possibly can, and to go to all the places you can possibly go and just do the things and take the pictures. Take the pictures because your memory will fade. But if you keep looking at the pictures, then it's like it'll keep that recognition. And you might not remember the name of the places that you go, or the names of the people that you were with in the pictures when you were younger. That stuff might start to fade away, but I'll be damned, it's that vibrational frequency that every time that you look at that photo, it will take you back to that place. And so when they say that time travel doesn't happen and stuff like that, because these constellations are happening all at the same time, that they've happened when other things in life, in history of significance had happened. Same thing. That's how they do. They don't measure, no, people shouldn't be predicting on how things are, like, if people are making predictions, I got an idea how things are going to go, but I ain't never know for sure. I don't make predictions on how things are going to go. I hope for the best. Sometimes I imagine how things I'd like to see them. Sometimes I imagine things how I don't want to see. The worst case scenario, those are the ones no, don't do that. No, stop it. But, my train of thought just totally derailed. Because the song went from freaking country road to fucking long live the chief. How about tripping on a hole in a paper heart? Stone Temple Pilots. Oh yeah, that's what it was. It's the way I see it. Astrology says, okay, when the planets line up like this, when they did this a year and a half ago, or 7 years ago, or 32 years ago, or 20, whatever this planetary cycles of the last time they lined up like this, then these are the things that happened in history. So if you're watching, people are like, oh, these are the things that are gonna happen, and they think they know for sure, I'm gonna close the window, then those are probably not the people that you want to be listening to. Excuse me, just a sec. Ta-ta.
A tuck, tuck, tuck. You stinky tuck.
Yeah, it's starting to get hazy in here. I had it open for the cat, and even the cat came out. We went outside for a little while. See, that's the thing about having freaking big, beautiful trees, because they keep the smoke away. So, like, under the tree, it's like a little pocket of air. It's like, oh, thank you. And the cat got to run off. Another cat, neighbor cat, he did it yesterday. I'm like, dude, do not go after him. Just tell him how scary you are from there. Huh, Stan Lee? He's such a handsome cat. Look at this cat. Oh my god, he's such a badass cat. I'm gonna do it. It's important because he's so adorable. That's Stan Lee. Stan Lee. Stan Lee. He is such a cool cat, man. He is such a cool. I am so blessed. They're my family. And Tutuk is a good boy. Party pants. I'm on a twin bed right now. Yep, all three of them are on it. We got Tucker here against the wall. He's part on the wall though. He's a wall dog. He likes pillows and walls. And then Benny's back against the headboard. We make it work. I don't get cold in the winter ever. Oh, so there is a potential for a place. So if you guys want to freaking help pray for us anytime, or just wish for it, whatever you call it, do whatever you want. But there is a potential for a place. See, it was so weird. My grandma is a real estate agent, and I remember when we had to go visit, like, stay with her. When we lived with her when I was, visitation and custody suit, and So real estate agents have always been. They've always been in my world. My grandma, she got her license when she was 40. She didn't get her driver's license until she was 40. Then she got her real estate license, and then she freaking sold real estate until she sold her last house. She was 80 years old in Pasadena, California. So, and when it was just, she worked 7 days a week. We're always like, oh, we got to go put a sign in or pick up a sign or, but I got to always look at freaking houses. And so houses have always been early programming for me. Houses. And so I always used to draw pictures and designs of houses, what I want to live with. And then my birthday was on April 9th, and Hugh Hefner had the same birthday. And then so I wanted a big house like him with the grotto and all that stuff, because I was a dumb, stupid kid. Now I'm an adult and know what that stuff is all really about. And tunnels and all that stuff. And so I'm like, and then when I got older, I'm like, oh shit, that's a vibrational frequency. There's a bunch of people of me that think like that, but there's people of me that think like that for good, and then there's the nefarious ones. I love the nefarious ones, and now there's this big old huge spiritual war going on right now. Between the greedy and the freaking, you want some of my Doritos? That's who the war is between. Between the freaking ant fryers, the ones, that grew up and made the big blue lasers from the satellites to fry ants on a larger scale, because they do that shit when they were a kid, and they're like, well, if I could do this, and then they grew up and became maniacal and nefarious and egomania and all that stuff. And then you have the freaking weirdos like me, went and did Air Force for, did all this, splashed around and all this shit, never landed anywhere, but learned all these freaking crazy trades. Dude, I'm a mechanic, I'm an IT professional, I'm like a baker, I'm a chef, I'm a photographer, I work with wood, I hate plumbing, but I can do it. I mean, it's just if something's broke, I can at least try and fix it, I got ideas about stuff, I know about a lot of stuff. I'm a jack of all tirades. So, hey man, if the freaking whole world's freaking falling down, you might as well laugh until you can't. I cried too much. I cry from pain. I've been in a lot of physical pain, so I can relate to people that have been in a lot of pain, I've seen people, and I've seen a lot of people that have been way more pain than me, like have gotten in gnarly accidents and had racks. Have you ever known people that have like had their body parts in racks? And then where they like tighten and all that. See that's like modern day torture devices and stuff like that to me. You know, I don't know. And my dad was in a terrible. I know people have done it, so, and I know how I feel about pain and stuff. But I was talking about that to someone who watches my tube. That's why I call it "I Talk to Strangers," because Laura sent me a message and we got to talking, and I'm like, that's why I gotta be so good to Ma. Because I had to have been a freaking nightmare of a child. They referred to me as their problem child. Benny's my problem child, and I love him very much. He freaking drives me crazy. So when he drives me crazy, I'm like, oh, this is how you drove your parents crazy, But I mean, I was like the 2-year-old that would wander off in church service away, like I'm gonna go to the bathroom and be like, oh, well, there's the door, and then I wandered off, and then I'd go climb trees like 20 feet into a tree, 15, 20 feet. And for a 2-year-old, that's 10 feet is high for a tree, but I was good at it because I'd shimmy up it like a little monkey. And it's always been in me, and I taught myself how to learn a bicycle. I got my first bicycle when I was 4, and they had train wheels on it. I went and got a wrench, and in the garage grabbed a wrench and freaking took the train wheels off. I'm like, I'm not gonna use no baby train wheels. That's how babies use train wheels. I'm not gonna use a baby train wheel. So I taught myself how to ride a bike. They're like, well, they gave me the gist of it, and then I just did it because my spirit always knows that there's a threshold. There's a threshold between the way your world was before when you couldn't do something or wasn't at a place, and then the way it is after. Like a familiarity. Like you're never the same being after you learn how to ride a bike that you are before, because now you know the principle of balance. So that gives you more abilities, so you can do more things. And then if you play with that and expand on that, then wow. But most people don't. Anyway, I've been rambling for a while. I should probably go brush Mom's teeth. Or I don't brush her teeth, but we brush teeth. Your cousin is in Bend. Bend is like right on the other. It's like this. There's 3 fires. It's hard. It depends on the map, because this organization used this GIS software, and this organization used this. And it's funny? Fucking Jarman is right there. So you would think that we'd have the most like up-to-date shit, because Jarman, the headquarters for like this shit, is right there. But it's like, well, you look at this map, there's 3 fires. You look at this one, there's 1. You look at this, Yeah, this morning there was a fog advisory when I got up, because temperatures are dropping, right? So so I go up to the flower shop earlier today, and he's like, yeah, there's like fog out there. I'm like, yeah, it's called steam. That's what that is. It's steam. I'm just like, fucking, God, man. I just don't. Sometimes I'm just speechless with people. I'm just like, yeah, that's what happens when the temperature drops. It gets chilled overnight, and then there's fires going on. They just let them burn. That's all they can really do is just let it burn. And then we'll pay restitution. We'll get all this billions of dollars in aid. Freaking Katie, man, she just loves her aid. She loves her freaking aid. Loved her aid. Yeah, I've been stuck in the spine before. Yeah, I was talking about an experience like that the medical. See, that's a lot of them are just crazy. A lot of doctors are straight. Most doctors, their Hippocratic oath, are straight up freaking nuts. Especially the ones that, if you're gonna take money over quality care. I worked in a freaking department, in radiology department, And the head department dude should not have freaking been doing procedures on people anymore. Shouldn't have been straight up not even, because he was doing non-invasive freaking like procedures on people, and freaking they were and he's like he's hurting people, on shit that wasn't supposed to hurt. And so, but because of who he was, it's like, dude, fucking take his chair, man. You're like 74. You're freaking, old. This is the guy who used to have the whole department over at his house. They used to. I had to go to his house and make sure that he could connect to the hospital shit. And I hate, dirty. But he was the chair. I had to drive all. They just have you go through hoops because they can and who they are and stuff. And they always got, and I hated seeing like their offers for residents and stuff. I'm just like, are you kidding me? I could do this, what they do. Power scribe, dictation. I thought that was fun. One of the doctors, I'm like, hey, you ever go into a restaurant and order like that? Say it totally straight face, and they're like, they don't even know how to, and then I'm like, I would like a salad, period. Ranch dressing on the side, period. They just, some people will go into their, because everybody has a flow, everybody has a rhythm, they just don't know how to express it or how to get it come out. So some of those people would just straight up freaking have their blood bust out with their power scribe microphone, just with their flow, with medical jargon terminology. I'd listen to it, I'd be troubleshooting shit, stuff like that. But they forgot that they cared about people, and they started, oh shit, we got to do this for yachts and for our kids' college, and so we could extort our kids into college and all this stuff. So they started taking more for themselves than caring about people. But we're going back to the holistic way, because people like me, I'm not a doctor. I've healed myself from a lot of shit, a lot of pain. Every day I omit pain. I rise above it, and I hope to share what I do to rise above my pain with other people. So I was reminded of a story. When I was a little girl, I'm energetic sensitive, and that manifests itself in a lot of children through earaches, and I used to get eye aches. So it's like so much pressure in my eyes. I can still do that sometimes, but when I was a little kid, like I remember, like I can't even open my eyes even if I wanted to. It's like, nope, I'm just gonna lay under this tree. It was in the park at Shasta Lake in Central Valley, and it was like Jamboree Days or some shit like that, Shasta Jamboree Days, something like that. And everybody was around, everybody was having a good time, partying, everything like that, and I just couldn't be a part because I had so much pressure in my eyes. Anyway, in time to time, Mom would have to take me to the ER in the middle of the night. And there's this one particular time, it was in my right ear. I had earache in my right ear, and it hurt so bad that when they touched the outside of my earlobe, it was like on fire. It hurt so bad. It was so inflamed to just touch the outside of the earlobe. So they take me to the ER. I'm going to breathe through this one. Because I welled up when I was telling Mom the story earlier. And the freaking doctor looked into it, wrenching on it, really getting in there. I'm not even exaggerating. I say this all the time. Our bodies are not made to endure psychological pain nor physical pain. So your spirit will go up out of your body in times of duress, and then you'll just kind of watch, and then, I have hyperventilate. I mean, I do all that stuff. You can't handle it, and people don't understand that unless they've been through it. Any mother that has ever had a child has been through it. Anyone with a serious accident, anybody who's been tortured, anybody that's seen horrific things, it's all the same shit. Humans, people, we're fragile. We are freaking fragile. And so, the first doctor, and he had like 6, 7 residents with him. And it took like 3 of these young men to hold me down. And they were all just, this is, oh yeah, that's a really bad ear infection. And I'm like, why are they torturing me? You know, I was just little, and they all had to see, and I'm like, those motherfuckers have always made me a case study. People have always made me a case study. I've been like psychoanalyzed from the court. You know, we always had to go and they would just watch us play. And why do you draw pictures of UFO? And then I tell you, and then you try to take me away from mom. But what I say is true, and it's just this. And then to grow up and to see, because of the Jesse's Bordas and stuff, and people telling their truth that have seen this side of darkness, and I'm like, oh my God, I was just on the other side of every single one of those things. God has divinely protected me my entire life. Yeah, I tell stories about, I was raped when I was a 10-month-old baby, and the only reason why I share that is because I'm one of a gazillion, and thank God it wasn't my own, it wasn't somebody that I knew. Like, this happens to people that they're related to, and all these is coming out. And my whole role in life is to help people realize that you can have all this shit happen and still find the silver lining in life, and still be married, and still have relationships with people, and still trust people, and still love people, and still want to hold people and hug them and love them. And then you see this storyline where the people that are trying to take care of us and make sure that we're just going to be okay are just creating all this division and separation for no apparent reason except for their own evil bidding, and now people are waking up to it. Because people are considering it, because they're tired, they can't buy all the freaking stupid bullshit narratives, and the ones that they're looking into and they're getting now make more sense. Satan is real. A lot of people worship Satan. There's a lot of symbologies. Just like, dude, Satan is just as big as freaking God. Look, evidently at this point in time in life, he might be a little bit bigger. I think Lucifer's trending on Netflix. I don't think God's trending on Netflix. That's any inclination. I'm starting to get a headache. I need to calm down, Turbo. Let's see what's going on in the talking room. You had to repeat the 8th grade? That is so rad, Carl. We're gonna meet one day, homie. Aaron too. Ahmad, yeah. And then it's just like I can't wait to grow gardens, and because I need to get us healthier food. We haven't been eating that good as much as I see. That's the thing, is because I know how to do things right, but sometimes you got to do things just to get by. And I've been doing things just to get by for like freaking 4 years, and I'm really getting burnt out. That's what's happening. I'm just really getting burnt out, and the end is near, and the crux is here, and it's also exciting, and it can be scary, because that's the same vibration to me. It's hard for me to differentiate, because when I was very young, I electrocuted myself. I was like 5. I was 2 when I put a fish hook through I was just a nightmare of I just always was testing physics. From like 3, I used to do backflips off things, like tall things. Like, it's because I know I was some sort of freaking I was some sort of warrior dude, and then like I misjudged or something, and then my life cut short, so I was reincarnated, and in this incarnation I'm getting all my karma back from being a freaking misogynistic pig scumbag when I was a dude. Yeah, I'm getting all that. I am. I get everything, you know, some people think karma's not real and reincarnation's not real and stuff like that. Energy doesn't die. You take your last breath. You take your last breath. That goes out into the solar system. You hang out with your same freak tribe. All the people that you align with. All your Aarons and Ahmads and Carls and Don't Drink the Kool-Aids and Keejans and stuff like that. And then you hang out in the solar system. You make freaking beautiful, like all those cosmic pictures and stuff that Hubble's, all those satellites take, you know, that muskrats litter in the skies. Well, that's for his nefarious stuff, but if you look out instead of at Earth, you know, it's also glorious. And then and then you guys like all activate at the same time. That's how ideas are made. Let's reincarnate and go make an Earth where everybody is living on Melmac and everybody's like Alf. Or you know what, or whatever, you know. For every, I was trying to explain how I picture human beings as reflection of Source God. We're all part of God. We all have potentials to do God things. We all have potentials to do demon, devil things too. It's just what are you spending most of your time doing with your free will? So most of I'm trying to live in the light. I'm a white witch, you know. All witches are bad. I like plants, medicine, and stuff like that. I don't harm animals or nothing. And because you got to pray for the positive intentions, because those dark ones are praying for their negative intentions on the same night. So you gotta wish for good harder on the same days that they're wishing for bad. You know, you gotta be better than that. You know, just, so what was the point of me telling that? The White Witch. I got off on the White Witch. Oh, so I was thinking about how our incarnations. I'm like, Mom, people have to be good to each other because I'm living this life right now, but time ain't linear. Time is weird. So I could die, you know, whenever I die, and then reincarnate, and then be you, and then be you. See. Every life experience, it's just like our spirit, we go into a library and we check out an aspect of God that God wants us to be a reflection of. And then in each story, live in his best representation of trying to do the right thing. Yeah. Makes sense. So, I think that's about all I got for now. I thank you for hanging out. Hope you have a rad evening. Peace.